Right. So officially we're getting started. We are being recorded. So my name is Jaffa. I am the instructor of Kriolu Basics. So I wanted to do this because there were still a lot of people that had questions about Kriolu Basics. I'm very fortunate to have Mr. Manuel de Luz Gonçalves himself today.
Hello.
We are Team Mili Mila. So Manuel, I don't know if you want to say a quick hello and who you are. If I know these people should know who you are. No, go ahead.
Just want to say hello and welcome. Jeff is a good teacher. And of course, I'm so glad that you are learning our language, your language. Mm-hmm. And that's the best thing for you, especially if you are Cavalian Americans, to learn your ancestry language. It's beautiful, just beautiful. And thank you for that.
Thank you, Lala. So he's being modest. Manuel is the author of the first Cabo Verdean dictionary. It's Kriolu to English. We are currently in the process of the English to Kriolu. We are editing. We are working hard editing. It takes time. It's been about, 3 years now, Lala?
No, it's more than that, 5 years.
Right? It's been a long time, and we're almost there. So, yeah. But really, go ahead, Lala.
I just met with the president of Cabo Verde, and he's so eager for us to finish it, and you guys to come and teach Creole and English here in Cabo Verde.
That's right. That's right. Exciting stuff. We are really excited. So for today, guys, I'm gonna see our agenda. Basically, I wanted to do a quick intro as to who's here. And then I'll give you some information in terms of Kriolu Basics for beginners and what is it, a little bit of background about myself, and then I'll open it up with the question and answer piece. So I don't know if anyone wanted to get started. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's nice to always know who's in the room. So any brave souls want to start?
I'll introduce myself.
Thank you.
Jose Barboza. I was actually born in Cape Verde, came to the States at the age of 6. I live in Rhode Island. I'm looking to sign up my kids to take this course. I do speak Creole, not the best. It's Brava Creole from Brava.
We take it off.
But I could get a What was that?
Have you seen the flashcards?
The flashcards?
Lala, we're gonna get to that.
No.
Just let
But every island has their own words and spelling of words too. It's pretty interesting. But I've been meaning to teach my kids Creole. My wife is not Creole, and my kids speak English. But we've been to Cape Verde going on 4 years ago, and they loved it. We want to go back, and I want them to get familiar with it. So I want to sign them up for this course and encouraging them to do so.
Awesome. That's great. Can I just ask you real quick, how old are your kids?
17. He's definitely going to I'm signing him up. The other one is 13 and the 11. So I'm not sure about the 13 and 11-year-old, but this 17-year-old one, I do want to sign him up.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else want to share? Go ahead, Maureen.
Buen día.
Thank you, Jose.
Hey, Maureen.
Hey, my name. He knows me well. I'm a third generation Creole, and I've taken several of Mane's class, and the last one was cut short with COVID. So I'm always trying to revisit it. I'm sometimes in spaces where I can do better with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm determined to finish this. So when I saw your class, I was very interested. So I'm here. I'm interested to keep moving forward. I'd like my granddaughter, I'd like to be able to teach her the culture of my culture and words. And so surprised to see you, Mane, too.
Yeah. So, the motherland.
Yes. I also,
Yeah, he's checking in from Cabo Verde, so.
So, I mean, I work at the Burke, so I had many years there with
Oh,
the students,
nice.
and I think that helped me much more because they really enjoyed I was learning and they would help me.
Oh,
And
nice.
plus I was doing a lot of, visits because I'm a nurse practitioner. So I was getting, they would ask questions and after I left there, it just kind of slowly slipped away because I wasn't able to practice it. So I'm going to work harder. I've been to Cape Verde once and I loved it. And I'm going to go back this time equipped.
Yes, we're gonna get you
I've
ready.
done a lot of research. I know where my great grandmother was now, and I know how to find the family, and I'm ready.
That's awesome. We're gonna get you ready. Thank you so much for sharing. Does anyone else want to give it a go? Go ahead. Thank you, Maureen.
Hey, my name is Felicia Gabriel. I'm not Cape Verdean, but my boyfriend Kenny DePena
Okay.
Cape Verdean, and we're planning to get married next year. And I want to go to Cape Verde for my 40th birthday, but I'm only 33.
Oh,
And I will,
you got
and I
time.
will, yeah. And I would like invite Kenny to it too.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Anyone else want to give it a go?
Am I the last one left?
No,
So-
no.
There's another one.
Okay. So I'm Kara. I do home physical therapy in Dorchester. Manny knows me well because I've done this 4 times.
Oh, yay.
And
There
and
you
I
go.
still
Happy Friday.
struggle, but I know I still struggle, but I still try. And it's funny because I see a lot of Cape Verdean patients. I did a Cape Verde trip, loved it, but it was funny because like I try really hard. I got my buteni door and my slow words, and it surprises me and to patients when I sometimes understand what they're saying. So I've been trying to learn for years. It just doesn't work, but I keep kind of digging back in and seeing if I can get anywhere further. So I was kind of wondering how this goes 7 o'clock online. So I was curious.
Oh, awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? You don't have to. I don't know.
Tadi.
Oh, hi, Lauren.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Are you starting from the beginning with this class?
Yeah. And we'll go. So I can go into what we're doing with Kriolu Basics right now. Lauren, if you could just give an intro of who you are.
Sure. My name is Lauren Anderson. I'm second generation on my dad's side from Fogel, and I plan to go back for my 4th trip in April.
Awesome.
So I need to brush up and expand my limited vocabulary.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Welcome back. You know, I love to always hear your voice.
Thank you. Likewise.
So I'll get right into it, just so we can have time to kind of ask questions. But so Kriolu Basics, I started it 2 years ago, March. So March will be 2 years. And basically the objective of Kriolu Basics is to introduce the basics of the Kriolu language. So pronunciation, spelling, dialogue. Okay, so and building vocabulary, and also I wanted to like kind of create community throughout the diaspora through practicing Kriolu dialogue. One of my goals for the class, because as we do this work with Mili Mila and the dictionary we've been doing it for about 5 years out in public. And Manela, he's over 30 years of work and doing this work. And myself as well. So one thing we've always kept hearing is that people wanted to know, how do you say the words? Like, how do you spell the words? How does it work if there's different variations? So with Kriolu Basics, I said, we need to stop fighting the fact that there is variations in Kriolu and just embrace it, because it's a
Beauty.
Yeah, it's the beauty of Kriolu. And once you kind of sink into a variation, it actually helps you with the other variations. And I'm so proud when I have friends from different islands that we communicate in Kriolu, and they use their variation, I use mine, and we are able to communicate, understand each other, laugh, and have a good time. And I just want to say, yesterday I was part of a live with Lenita, who hosts a lot of stuff for empowering women and health and all that in the community. And the girl, the guest that she had was talking about health and mental health and your physical health, but they spoke two different variations and they went back and forth in terms of conversation. And I just found it so beautiful that no one said anything about the fact that it was different variation. They just listened and learned what the information was about. So my focus and why I started this is because we need to start somewhere. We need to stop holding ourselves back because there's variations. That being said, what our work is, and Manel can attest to this, is basically trying to find a way to standardize the language. And we go by what the government has adopted. So the government adopted Alupec in the early 90s. And Alupec is the alphabet. And the alphabet basically consists of letters. So one letter, one sound. And then we have diagraphs that helps us pronounce some of the words that might be unique to Kriolu language, like the DJ. For example, my name is Jaffa. Well, my given name is Josefina, which Jaffa, Josefina. Jaffa is DJ. The DJ makes the hard J sound. Josefina is just J. It makes a J sound. J has that one sound. It doesn't change. J in all the words. If it's a D in front of it, it changes into that J sound. So honoring the alphabet is how we put together the dictionary, how we put together our workbooks, how we put together, which is awesome, our new flashcards, which we're gonna be making more different like words and stuff like that. But it's honoring what the government has adopted. And so pushing us forward, we've been working with different artists and poets and writers, and they look to us to edit their work so that it is, starting to get so that we're not seeing Cachupa 500 million ways, or even Manchupa, so that we're seeing it with the K, because K is a K, S is a S. So the C was actually taken out. So I'm hopeful that in a couple of years, we'll probably see Cabo Verde spelled with the K, Kabuverdi. Based on
That's spelling in Creole.
exactly. So that is honoring our alphabet and what has been adopted. So Kriolu Basics was created out of that frustration of, I don't want people to be scared about learning Kriolu because of the variation. This is basics to give you a foundation. So that's why I started this class. I really, really, truly do enjoy it. It has grown so much, and I appreciate all the people that I've met through the process. And it makes the work even much more valuable and really motivates me each day. So yeah, so any questions about that? Sorry, I'm very long-winded and I love to talk, so that's probably why my throat's a little raspy today. Any comments? I don't know, Manel, if you want to add to any of that.
No, I like to listen to you guys.
Thank you.
Sometimes I may, I will.
Okay.
So I'll go first. Since I'm looking to register my kids, the two questions. What I would want them to get out of this course is basic conversational Creole. Not so much writing a paragraph and writing focus, but more so basic conversational Creole. Is that something they'll get out of it? And the other question, what age would you say would be appropriate for this class? As I mentioned, I have a 17, 13, and 11-year-old. What target would be appropriate? So high schooler, middle schooler, high schoolers and middle schoolers, would this course be at that level?
I think so. I think, it's like I said, it's very basic. My lessons are, it is, it would be accessible to a 13 middle school, high school. I have had high schoolers join before, and it is conversational. So we walk through the basics first, like in terms of learning how to pronounce each letter. And then we get into the learning, vocabulary. But as we're learning vocabulary, we learn how to ask questions, how to, kind of sentence strings that you can change one word and then you're talking about something else, but it's the same sentence structure. So it's very basic and accessible, I think, to middle schoolers. I think the youngest I've had is about 15. Younger than that, I look forward because I'm a Boston Public School teacher. I teach elementary. So I know in terms of what young children need, but with Kriolu Basics, the course for beginners, it's really on the older side. So like middle school, high school, I think would be fine. Elementary, I think, because of their attention span and they need a lot more in terms of activities and stuff like that, it's a little trickier. So I am working on a special children's session that I want to do as a celebration of Children's Day in June. But Kriolu Basics is more, your basics, we work through some dialogue. We do work through it through music, through poetry, through, like, I'll have volunteers kind of go back and forth. And because once you learn the pronunciation, as you look at the words, you can actually pronounce it. And then comes in the building vocabulary. Okay, so I don't know if Lauren can attest to any of it. And my girl Sonia's in here. So Sonia is part of Team Mili Mila. She is our administrator. She keeps us on track. So I don't know if you guys want to share some in terms of aspects of what you kind of have seen in Kriolu Basics to help gauge.
I found it very beneficial, but I also have the dictionary and the CDs that kind of help reinforce that. And I just ordered, well, for Christmas, I gave out the flashcards and got a set for myself. So I like the class because you get input from everybody that's participating. And like you said, we have differences in dialects, but we learn how they are the same. They have the same meaning here. I just like the sharing format here, and I've been able to put sentences together. I understand things a little bit more when I see it written, or if I hear a song. It's been very helpful to me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Lauren.
Hi, everyone. This is Sonia. I'm sort of multitasking and I'm not as presentable as everybody. So my video is off, but hi, Lala. Miss you.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi. So and I'm not saying this because I am Team Mili Mila, but I'm saying this because I found the times that I was joined, just sort of being there, supporting, just kind of observing and just gathering and providing some feedback or things that I think might be easier for folks. I think the thing that I like the most is whether even if it's a beginner class, everybody's at a different place, regardless, you're at a different level. So I think one, I like that it's a comfortable place where folks can sort of just try and go around and try to pronounce some of the words. Try to have, just put into practice at that moment. But then you also have, the video and everything else to go with it that is sent out afterwards. So you're able to practice on your own and come back with questions or anything that you may not get, you can ask. But it's just a really fun way to learn. And I think it's really just the basic. Like I can say, even though that I grew up speaking Creole fluently, my grandmother was always like, you're going to speak Creole at home because you're always going to know English for the rest of your life. So, and then when I went to elementary school, my teachers were all Creole. So it was like Creole forever until the English came later. So I think it was, I think it's taught in a way where you can really get the basic, like phonic, like just just like when back in the day they had hooked on phonics, like you're learning in that way where you can just have a conversation. If you were to visit Cabo Verde in the next 3 months, you'd be able to kind of pick up on words and understand and sort of kind of gather from like looking at the alphabets and things of that nature and just kind of knowing how things are in the context that they're used and things of that nature. So I think it's a really good way to really, so as you said, you were asking that question in terms of your teens. I think they would definitely be able to get something out of it and having a conversation, knowing when someone's talking about them or just being able to run a conversation, just pick up little words. I think they would definitely get something out of it. And of course, practicing even after, just kind of, coming back with a question they might have had or something they were stuck on. I'm sure Jaffa is happy to answer people's questions even before the next class and things of that nature, in between. But that's what, I got out of just observing. So I think it's a good place to start.
Okay. And I do have the dictionary and the Punupapia Creole book as well.
Okay.
So you got to get the new one. You got to get the new dictionary.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
So we always got to plug somewhere.
It's coming. We're working so hard. Thank you, Sonia. One thing about Kriolu Basics too, which I have tried to do my best, is that even after it is 7 sessions, so it's 7 sessions. I felt because of everything I'm trying to do all these different projects, it works for me. I have been trying to kind of go from beginners to now intermediate, which me and Manuel's work, we're going to work on how we can do that in terms of me. I'm first generation born. My first language is Kriolu. I'm a Creolista through and through, and I love the language. I love to teach it. But for Kriolu Basics, what I love is the interest. So I do keep in contact. Like we started, like I said, 2 years ago. I still keep in contact with students. They're free to email me questions, like if they run into like, oh, what does that mean? We never covered this or whatever. They still email me, some even text me or through social media. So it has been amazing, like building this community. And when I was in Cabo Verde, I actually met in person a couple of students, which was amazing. And one wasn't even Cabo Verde. She actually now has bought property there, and it's amazing, like to run into her, and she was in my class. And so she's actually able to practice the Kriolu. So I don't stop with the 7 sessions. I always say, please contact me if you need, if you need any help with any more help with Kriolu, with any more questions and things like that. So I do keep it going.
So Jaffa, I just want to say it's a real pleasure to meet you. I remember when we started the classes, I was interested in starting and I didn't. So I'm really happy to be here. I do have a question. Do you have a site? They have the sites where you can translate to different languages, and I know it's going to be a while before Creole comes up on it, but it would be so nice to see it like on Duolingo or Babylon, or like, is there any work being toward that?
Yes, we are working. We are working on an app. We are working really hard, diligently. It takes time because it's the first one. So it's not like we have like a base to work with. So it does take time. And I know it's frustrating, people waiting for us and whatever, but we are working diligently, and we're hoping to get all of it out this year. We're really super excited. I mean, Team Ilimila, like we're just really excited. Like Manuel just said earlier, he just met with the president. We're really trying to honor our language. And so what we're doing is creating references that will actually help in terms of pushing it along so that it can be stamped forever as not only an oral language, but a written, standardized, and just held to high regards, because that's one of our struggles, is the where Kriolu is put because of our history, because of colonistic mentalities. We know that Kriolu is powerful. And this is why there's a debate. Oh, why should it be Kriolu? It's powerful. Kriolu is powerful. It has survived 500 years. Like, we need to keep it going. And now we have resources. We're working really hard to get it out to people. And we appreciate people that support us and share the information, because some people don't even know that these resources already exist. So it's like, we're working really hard as a team of 7, and we all have day jobs. So it's, so we're doing it. But
you can count on me to share it, because that's all I do is share it. And I know Manuel is the hardest working man in Cape Verde in America together.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Anybody else? I did have a question. So in terms of, a few people can make it, but so the lessons, there's 7 lessons. They go from the pronunciation to vocabulary to dialogue, and then key basic words. That's super important in the Kriolu language. If you do miss a lesson, there's no worries on that. The videos are sent to participants. The slides and any resource, there's enough for everybody. I share resources in terms of other people that are teaching Kriolu, other resources that people can use, YouTube stuff. So I share everything. I'm not trying to say, oh, only do Kriolu Basics, because then where's the fun in that? Like, to have all these variations and to have all these different people doing the work, it's exciting to me. So I like to share. So everyone that participates, you get privy information. Sometimes, we'll do sales on our stuff. You'll get upcoming information. So, that way you keep it going. So if you miss the class, you'll get the video. You can, do it from there. And then another question someone said, how much does it cost? It costs $150 for the 7 session. And that includes, like I said, all the materials and resources, additional resources. So one of the things that, in terms of the price, so if you feel like, oh, I don't want 7 sessions, you can take it one by one, $25 per session. So it's up to the participant. I know some people already know, maybe they know the pronunciation of the letters, so they can come in session 3. So it's not like, oh, if I miss the first whatever, can I still keep going? So I'm very flexible with whoever's participating. I try to customize it to the people in the group, so that way they can get something out of it. Okay. I think that was it for the questions that were sent to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are you feeling? Any more questions?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. How long are they again?
They're 1-hour sessions for 7 weeks.
Okay.
But like I said, if you need additional support, my email is available. If it's more than that, my phone number is available. So I try to really customize it because needs are different. So, being a teacher in Boston Public Schools, have to differentiate. So I do it here as well.
What's your policy or prices if you have multiple people in the household?
That gets tricky because, I don't, it's just one Zoom video and I have 3 people looking on. I've had that and they paid the $150 for the session, which is fine to me. It has been where other people, like I had a mom and daughter join because they didn't live together, so they each paid. I've had an older mom and daughter join and they donated. So like the mom paid the $150 and then the daughter donated extra $50. So it's it's very, like I said, differentiated. But for the most part, it's It's the 150 for the 7 classes. And if there's 3 people listening on in one home, I'm cool with that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Looks like yeah, so I mean that was it for my end. We, like I said, we're steadily working. I have a dual language children's book that I wrote. It's coming out in the next couple of months. We're at the finishing stages of actually publishing. It's all done. It just needs to be actually printed. With COVID and everything, it's just backing us up a little bit. But I'm really excited. It's English, and then it's Manuel translated it into Kriolu. So you'll have the English, and then you flip the book and it's in Kriolu. So I'm really excited. It's an awesome, I wish I could show you guys the cover because I'm in love with it. And my cousin, who's Manel's nephew, he illustrated the book for us. Yeah, Faye, you're holding up the dictionary. So the dictionary, you know, if people don't have it for the course, it's, you know, it's fine. I actually encourage it because once you learn how to sound the words, you can build your vocabulary. The workbook, the CDs are no longer available because of, you know, technical, digital, and all this stuff. We're moving on into the future here. But as we go along with our app, we won't need the CDs. You got the app. The workbook is awesome. It's my reference point. And then, of course, I have to share, which we're really proud of, the flashcards, which we're really proud of it. And the first card is the alphabet. And on the back, there's the pronunciation. So each card has the English, I mean, the Kriolu and the English. And so you can practice that way. We encourage people to get these so that they can practice pronunciation. It is not just for kids. We've had lots of adults purchase for themselves just so they can practice sounding the words. And then they get the other resources to build vocabulary. With Kriolu Basics, it helps you put it all together. So it helps you to.
Jose, that's perfect for your teens.
Jose, do you have the flashcards?
No, I don't have the flashcards. I do have the new dictionary in the workbook.
Okay.
But the flashcards I don't have.
Okay.
For your children, you should buy it for your children. They're really good.
We're looking to go in June.
June, okay.
This year.
So, I mean, I think, you know, if you guys join, I think it would be a huge help. We do have, one of the sessions is basically getting around Cabo Verde. So like, you know, where's the hotel? Where's the, you know, how can I get a taxi? Where's the best place to get a plate of cachupa? So we do have a session for that. I try to gear it with the idea of people going to Cabo Verde because Cabo Verde is amazing. Once you go, you want to go back. Right, Lauren?
Yes, I can hardly wait. And well, I ran into your brother when I was there one time. I was at Campania and I said, "You look so familiar." And we started speaking. He said, "That's my brother." I said, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe it."
Manel's brother, Ulysses?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that the best feeling? It's
it's wonderful.
Cabo Verde.
And if you haven't been, you really need, you owe it to yourself to go. I tell everybody, it's just like a big hug full of warmth and love. That's how I describe Cabo Verde.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Awesome. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any more questions. So right now I'm gonna leave in the chat basically my email. So my email right now, I'm gonna start using my scribing sister email just because my other email is so full because of all the people email me. So this is my email in the chat. If you have more questions, please feel free to email me. You can also, in terms of Facebook, you can also inbox me there, comment on page. That's Kriolu Basics. And then of course, updates are I always try to do updates on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, and of course, I'm going to give you our website. We are going to be having new products. We do t-shirts and more flashcards are coming. And so there's our mili-mila.com is our website, which was created by Liza, who's Manel's daughter. So our team of 7, we work really hard to give quality products to sustain our language. So we're really excited about it. And Kriolu Basics starts on the 9th at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Do we have to pay for it?
What is it?
Do we have to pay for it?
The class, yes. The class is $25 per class.
Okay.
Or $150 for the whole session.
Whole session?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna also put in the chat the link to the registration form. So pay as you go is the 25. The 150 is if you just want to get it out the way, pay the 150 in the beginning. It's due by the 9th. But like I said, like I'm very flexible. Like sometimes people, want to, whatever issue, whatever, they email me directly and we could work out something. Because my goal is to get as many people speaking Kriolu. So I'm very flexible with that stuff. Okay, I hope that helps. I don't know, any other comments, questions? I hope.
Very good.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lala. He's my
I'm proud of you, and for my former students too. I'm glad that you still. It's called resilience.
Yeah.
Towards the language and culture, and really appreciate that your efforts, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Lala. So if
I have a question.
Well, go ahead.
I want to know who on the Mila Mila site is going around taking all the pictures of the island. That totally makes you want to go. They're beautiful.
Well, it's all of us, part us, part sites from friends and stuff like that. But Lala is in Cabo Verde. He's, and it's awesome traveling with Lala in Cabo Verde because he knows a lot of the history, a lot of the, in terms of the old words that is actually captured in the dictionary. That's the part I love, like capturing because here in America, we use a lot of words that's not even really Criollo. Like, it's like this Creolish word. So to learn the real word, that to me is what I love. But yeah, we try to get around Cabo Verde. We love it. Manel's gonna be there probably for the rest of the year. If you see what it looks like outside today, you'll probably stay.
Do you have a personal Facebook?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Scribing Sister.
Okay.
Scribing Sister, that's me. I'm a writer, so scribing.
I'm gonna add you.
Okay, that's me.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, and if there's anything, leave it in my inbox, email me, whatever. I appreciate you guys joining today. So if there's nothing else, we could end early. I know there was a couple of people that had issues logging in, but it's okay. And leave me questions, comments, whatever. I appreciate all of it. Okay. You guys have a great day. And Lala, I appreciate you joining. Sonia, you too. Team, força para frente, Kriolu para frente.
Mantenha para o estudo. Mantenha para o estudo.
Obrigada.
Obrigado.
And Lauren, I got you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Call me and we'll practice.
All right.
Obrigada, Jofa.
Everyone stay safe.
Prazer contigo.
Good,
Oh,
good
prazer.
seeing everybody.
Prazer.
Northeast.
Prazer. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Maureen, saudade bom.
Ah.
Maureen, saudade de bom.
Saudade de bom. Okay.
Aw.
Saudade, saudade.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.